Hello.
Hi, Max.
I tell you, this thing be doing some other shit these days. I don't know what's really good with why it's doing this, but it really does some other shit these days. It's very strange. Like I open up Facebook and I have a account that default's supposed to show up on here, but for some reason it don't be showing up on here. It pisses me off. But anyway, how you doing today?
Oh my goodness. Today,
Today.
today, today has been a day. I
Hmm.
was just listening to some Beyonce, trying to get my cool back. I listened to the new Jill Scott album this morning, trying to keep the cool.
Trying
Today
to
has
keep
been a day.
trying to keep it smooth, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Today has been a day for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
I feel that.
How's your
I
day
just,
been, Max?
it's another day, man. It's another day. It's another day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
excited
I
about
mean,
today's show.
me too, because I got some shit to say.
I'm sure you do.
But honestly, it's not so much about me on this show because I kept my shit family style this year. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really do anything as far as I didn't do anything as far as like any Valentine thing per se. So I can't really make a claim for, you know, the Valentine shenanigans, if you will. I can't take a claim for that because I didn't go to I didn't go to that extent.
Yeah, yeah.
But I heard a lot of stories, man. Like,
Did you?
yeah, like people's Valentine's Days was trash out here. Let's see what these
Mm,
comments is talking about while we getting this on. Good evening, y'all. Good evening. Good evening.
good
What's good?
evening.
How y'all doing, Dre Smith? What's good? Nice to see y'all on here. Welcome
Yes.
to another edition of the social experiment. You
Right.
know, here we show you that in life you need to have a sense of humor because we're gonna tell you this shit gonna suck sometimes, man. Like you gonna get challenged. There's gonna be times where you just asking yourself, why me? You know what I'm
Whole
saying?
time. Whole
Alicia,
times.
what's good? You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
what we want to see today from the people, this is going to be a very interactive show. A lot of times we're talking and it's just us talking. Hey, Gigi, what's up? And it's just us talking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're talking about our subject matter. But we also want to hear about y'all. We want comments about y'all Valentine stories. Whether it was good, bad, or ugly. We are all here together to embrace each other and let you know that it is okay.
Mm.
So feel free to let them motherfucking stories fly. And we
Those
will
Valentine's Day stories.
listen, we gonna hold each other, man, cause it's rough out here, man. Like you trying to live your life and you trying to enjoy stuff and you come out, you make a whole plan for what you may want or don't want. And sometimes it don't work out that way. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to hear from the people. Like I really want to hear what they got to say as far as what the fuck has been going on with their Valentine's Day. You know, in the comments, y'all can see. And Dre Smith said, exactly, that's how I am. Like me, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I fucks with Christmas. I fucks with all them other holidays. It's cool and it's cute. Because I got a kid, so I'm used to celebrating Christmas. But my whole thing is, as far as like, like Valentine's Day, I do that shit on a regular day just because. I don't need a Valentine's Day to, push me forward to say, oh shit, let me go get some flowers and a candy and whatever the fuck else. First of all, what's up with this Galentine's Day thing? I noticed that's a whole thing that's been really popping out here this year, Nova.
Oh, it's been popping. Me and my girls celebrate Galentine's. This is the first year in like 5 years we didn't celebrate Galentine's. It's been popping. It's like a thing, and it's a celebration of like sisterhood, of the girls getting together, loving on each other. It's a whole thing. Like we do the matching.
Tell me more.
Vanilla, Max. Vanilla.
There's no such thing as vanilla.
It is when it comes to Galentine's. So, and most of my girls are super vanilla anyway. So it's a whole vibe. Like we have so much fun. Like we had last year, we had like the matching short pajamas. We had the red framed glasses. I loved it. It's a beautiful. This year, our schedules were just all conflicting. We got a couple of new relationships. We have a couple of married ladies in the sister circle, so we couldn't make it work. But we still like have gifts that we're exchanging and things like that. I got my sister some stuff from, what do you call that? Like Nothing But Cakes, because they had like exclusive flavors for Valentine's. It's a whole vibe. I love a good Galentine's celebration. Love it down.
That's what's up. And this is really just a thing that's really all about the girls, more or less. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're telling me on that. Is that it's really all about the females and them bonding and, doing a whole thing with each other, and it's all cute and it's adorable and all that shit. So, that's interesting. I like the concept.
It's so much fun.
Matter of fact, I heard some men, because men can't let the women have nothing. Some men actually stepped out and made something called Valentine's Day.
I saw that.
And I just gotta say, nah.
See,
I'm gonna say no.
Why not?
I'm gonna tell you why I say no. I'm gonna say no because it don't make no fucking sense it makes no sense to be doing that. Like us fellas, we don't care about that. We're not putting on matching pajamas and feeling each other, whatever the fuck it is that you call yourself doing. Us fellas could simply have a day and bond, smoke some cigars, and talk some shit, give each other game, give each other advice on different things going on out here, which are things that definitely fellas that I rock with in some of my circles we do. You know what day we're not doing that on? Valentine's Day. Because one thing we know about Valentine's Day is there's any time that you want the opportunity to get some pussy, Valentine's Day is typically the day for that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what is happening with this Valentine shenanigans, but these men need to stop that behavior. To me, that behavior is very spicy.
It's not spicy, and I think that's the problem, is that rhetoric. You say, like, we've heard the men say, like, oh, well, the men don't really have spaces like that where we just get together. Da, da, da. Those are spaces, and then when men do create those spaces, now it's spicy. No, I love it. I love it. I think it's dope, and it doesn't happen on actual Valentine's Day. So, like, the quote unquote National Valentine's Day is February 13th. So, if the Valentine's want to happen, let's let it happen.
And when did this become a thing?
I mean, for my girls, we've been doing it, like I said, for the past 5 years at least.
Really?
Yes, if you check my page, like you'll see the last couple of like around February, you'll see me in the group with all my people, and it's a whole vibe. Hey, Lisette.
I'm so confused about that whole Valentine's Day thing, but I'm gonna take your word for it because
I'm here for the men bonding together in positive ways anytime, every time. Whatever way they can make it happen. It doesn't have to just be Valentine's. It can be Valentine's, it can be Juneteenth. I don't care. As long as it's happening every day.
all right. So let's get to the meat of the matter on this because I mean this is cool, and the Valentine's Day thing is what inspired this, but really it's the results from it. And people, as you're coming in, feel free to share your stories. We're definitely going to be reading them, and we'll give our opinions. Or if you got questions you want to ask, you know, feel free to say so, and we'll, answer it on the
Mhm.
show, whatever the case may be. But anyway, um, here was the thing with me. What's up, Kimmy? What's up, Yana? Um, here was the thing with me, right? Oh, what's up? I didn't even see you over here.
Yeah.
Um, here's the thing with me. I see a lot of people struggle when it comes to love in general. And often I find that it comes down to the fact people don't know how to cut down to their common denominator. You have to start looking at things, and it's not just a straight path to you. Yes, it can be you, and sometimes, a lot of times, it is. But there's also other times where it's not that cut and dry, where there's a lot more to the story than just, okay, you picked this one, they sucked. You picked that one, they was trash. It's got to be you. You're just garbage. No, that might not be the case. It could just be other factors involved. That's why you keep finding yourself waiting in the garbage can.
Mm.
Because the whole dating pool is not trash. There's a lot of good people that's in it. The problem is, it's about where you're sifting through, what you're tolerating. Like, I've heard some crazy stories. I'm trying not to jump out the window with that story, but I feel like I'm gonna share it anyway because I ain't gonna say nobody. It ain't like it's anybody y'all know or nothing anyway, so it don't really matter. But I mean, I even have a story. This one's crazy. Where somebody travels to see their partner and ends up going back home and don't see nobody.
Mm.
And that was on Valentine's Day.
Mm.
Why do we end up in relationships with people that think that it's okay to move in that way?
You're asking?
Yes.
I don't know, Max. I think let me tap into my younger unwise self because my wise self wouldn't end up in that space. I pray. Why do
Right.
why? I think a lot of times we settle for, and sometimes it's not even knowingly that we are just like, all right, this is something that's going to feed my needs today. And we
Hmm.
don't think about longevity. Sometimes it's because, like, I met with somebody recently who said, when they met their partner, they were younger and, they had a lot of deficits and their partner filled those deficits. And as they got older, they started to fill their own deficits. And now they're not connecting anymore. So, and that was because this person chose intentional healing. And we know the numbers don't say that people choose intentional healing. So, when you're unhealed, you attract those gaps, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I think that when we do that, it ends up coming back in our faces on the most inopportune times, like Valentine's Day or like our birthdays or anniversaries. And it's like, why aren't you in this relationship the way you should be? And it's like, well, they never were, but now you're seeing that. What are you going to do about it?
See, and I like these comments that's filing down. For example, we got Drea here says, sometimes don't know our worth. We sometimes have to learn. I agree with that because I see that a lot. And I actually see that a lot more on the female side than the male side. I see a lot of women that undervalue themselves. They tolerate things that they 100% should not tolerate. And I'm not going to beat you up for it, but I am going to kick you in your ass and tell you to wake up. Because the fact of the matter is, there has to be a time where you self reflect and ask yourself, like, why is it that I keep ending up in this circumstance? Why am I still with this person? Like, we, especially as grown adults, listen, you got to tell me something other than it's the dick. Because I just look at that and say to myself, there's good dick that ain't attached to that ain't attached to fuck niggas.
Oh, it's rare, Max. You know, it's rare. It's rare.
It ain't that rare. I'm sitting right here on the damn show. The fuck you mean? And I'm here in living color. See, I was spinning around all of that shit.
You can't meet all the women's needs. You can't be everywhere all the time. You can't be in Dallas and in Albany.
No, but there's other men like me out there. The problem is that a lot of times, because we have shit to do, we're busy. We're career-minded individuals with a lot of ambition. So the fact of the matter is, you have to make an effort to fuck with us. A lot of women don't like making effort. I'm not going to say all, but I will say a lot of women, when they see there's an effort or there's a barrier to entry to that man, they get distracted because there's so many WYDs in their inbox. And if one of them's cute enough, because the thing is, y'all have two sets of rules. Don't cap on this. Y'all got one set for the guys that you're attracted to, and then there's the rules for everybody else. So when the guys that you're attracted to do the bullshit, you let that shit slide because you think he's cute or whatever the fuck case may be. But if the guy you don't like does that same shit, oh my God, he's all in my inbox talking shit. Da, 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 da. Tell me there's not a double standard on that.
It's not in my book. You know me with the WIDs and the GMs and the HRUs. Like that's I'm
gonna make my face like this. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Tell me, as if you don't know no women, as if you haven't heard these stories.
Okay.
Tell me that this is not a double standard that happens pretty regularly.
It can.
You refuse. See, the first step to fixing a problem is acknowledging that the problem exists. This is why a lot of people's having the hard time they having. We got to come up here. We can't be up here capping. We got to come up here and be like, look, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Because you know this is happening. If nothing is more evident than that, think about the last time, ladies, any of y'all, got a random peen pic in your inbox. For every one of those represents a female that let that shit slide because he had the right equipment and she found him attractive. So she let the lead off with the peen pic thing slide. So for every one of y'all that's gotten one of those and found it annoying, understand that these things only happen because somebody is letting the shit slide. If everybody stopped letting it slide, then all of a sudden you see this shit go away. Men don't do shit that don't work sometimes. And then Yana said, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead, because that's why I was going to the comments. Which one you at?
Oh no, Yana said sometimes people are too scared to be honest with another person and too scared to deal with the honesty themselves. And what do you think on that?
I think that's 100% true. I have worked with people for obvious reasons. There's been an uptick in couples in my practice for a while. And a lot of times what we find is the problems come to a head when they're like, okay, I can't take this anymore. But it's been something that they didn't like from the beginning. And they were just fooling themselves like, okay, it's going to be fine, or they're going to change, or I can deal with this. And then as time progresses, it's like, no, they can't. They don't want to deal with it anymore. They're tired, and it's like, but this has been the person the whole time. And you just
Right.
haven't been honest and upfront about what you want. So I 1,000% agree with that. And then it's also being honest with yourself. Like, why am I attracted to this person despite the way that they treat me? And I can definitely admit that I have been in that boat before. And I remember talking to my therapist about someone I was dating at the time, and I compared them to somebody I had dated in the past. And she said, I just need to tell you that that person was not the standard. And I was like, oof, no, she didn't, right? Like, but it's true, because that relationship didn't work out for a reason. It was unhealthy. And I still was holding other people to the standard of like the good times of that relationship. So I think
Right.
that's what it was. Is it was like unrealistic expectations. And I think a lot of people do that. I know I've done that for sure.
And I'll be honest, there are definitely times where I didn't want to hit somebody with the honesty, because I know those of you that have been watching this show for any modicum of time know that my tongue can be a bit sharp. You know what I'm saying? I can cut a little deep, and then I'm very articulate, so I might say some shit and you're still trying to get the dictionary to figure out the fuck I just told you. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned to dumb it down over the years with some of that. But my thing is that I do tend to not always cut too deep into what my opinion on somebody is, even if it is something that might be conducive to their overall growth. If I was to put them on and say, hey, listen, this is me. This is how I feel about so and so. So maybe that's something I myself look in the mirror, just for the community's sake. I need to be a little bit more rough on that, because when you're holding your tongue, you're stopping somebody's growth. But there is tact. You do need to use tact. Don't be an asshole about it. You could, like, if you don't find somebody attractive, you could just be like, I'm personally not into you, whatever. Like, the fragrances you wear don't appeal to my senses. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I don't like the way a woman smells, because that's the thing with me. It's not just about women being stink. I am literally an animal with instincts, because I listen to my instincts a lot. That is what has kept me going all these years with all the crazy shit I've done dealt with. It is my animal instincts. I listen to them a lot. Even if your scent doesn't work with what I like to absorb when I'm smelling something, I can't fuck with you. And I'm not just talking about your punani. I'm talking about just you in general. The scent that comes off of your skin. If you're emoting a scent that I don't approve of, I'm gonna be turned off by you. And I mean, it's happened to me. I've had some stupid, beautiful woman sitting next to me, and we're talking, and she's ready to go to town. And I'm like, my dick is laying here like this, like, yeah, we ain't into this. We ain't into this pimping. And her scent is doing something that's going against my interests. You have to be honest and say these things. And sometimes people say, or they don't realize, whatever the problem may be. A lot of people are not very self-aware. So you need to sometimes put the mirror in front of them and let them see, because they'll think what they're doing is perfectly fine and perfectly natural. And there's nothing wrong with that, because this is what they always done. As women have famously said to me whenever I ask them certain questions, I ain't got no complaints. I ain't got no complaints don't mean you know what the fuck you doing. It just means nobody's told you or giving you critique to let you know that maybe you don't know what you're doing. Because I hate that I ain't got no complaints.
I think that's like a double-edged sword, though. Like, I agree with that. Like, if there's an issue with someone, then you should tell them. And I think that once you get to certain points of growth and healing, it's like the smallest things. And so there has to be a balance, because There are those like funny videos about people who have been single for a long time, and it's like a person does one small thing and it's like, oop, nope, it's over. Nope, I can't deal with them, right? And I
Right.
know for me, I've had to catch myself. I've been single for a long time. Like, it's been a while. And like I've dated, but like I've been single for a long time. And I know for me, sometimes like somebody comes into my place and they don't take their shoes off, or like, just anything small, or like they didn't turn the water off. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that actually happened, but it's just like, so there's a balance of like letting people know and like, are you nitpicking?
Yeah. Understandable. And I want to read some more of these comments here. Oh, please, ladies and gentlemen, now that y'all are here and awake, tell me, or not me, tell us about your craziest Valentine stories, because I am very, very curious about that as well. Because I feel like a lot of people fumble the bag when it comes to love, and a lot of it is a lack of self-awareness. You understand what I'm saying? Kelly Hawkins said, men and women are both attracted to a person visually first. We all have our preferences. However, some people lead into a relationship with their representative and not who they really are. I have found that the worst offenders are older. I could see that.
Yeah, those representatives that get you every time. Like, and that's why one of like my favorite questions when I'm dating someone is like, what do you like when you're angry? Like what would your best friend say are your character flaws? Like how would your ex describe your breakup? Like
Mm,
things like that. Cause I want to know the real. Like I don't want the representative because I'm 75 years old. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just tell me who you are so that I know if I can deal with these flaws and all. Oh,
right.
see, Joy Waters stay knowing what's on my mind. He didn't rinse the cap of the mouthwash before putting it back on. Like those small kinds of things are like those like, oh yeah, I can't deal with him. No, 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 no. My sister, I'm gonna put her on blast. She told me the other day, this man that has been pursuing her. She said, girl, he
What's
came
up,
over here.
Tony?
He had 3 layers of clothes on. I said, what does that mean? And she was like, that means that he was hot, and so he was probably gonna be musty. No, I can't deal with that. I'm like, girl, it's cold outside. Like, what is your problem? So yeah.
You know what's funny about the representative conversation that they're having in the comments?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and this amuses me. Because the fact of the matter is, ladies, when you putting on that makeup, that hair, and all the other shit that you're doing, you're showing us a representative. Y'all present the representative in a physical form more than we could ever hope to. Now, us men on the other side, I think we tend to put the representative as far as trying to look as much like the ideal man as we can possibly show ourselves to be, when in reality, a lot of us ain't shit. I think that's where the blade cuts. We're fucking
Mm-hmm.
over the mental side. A lot of women are hitting us on the physical side, but we all lying to each other.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some transformations on the interwebs, okay? Where I've seen women that literally look like a whole other person when they take that wig off and the makeup's off, and you look like, whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck is this? Oh no. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at the same time, it's not the same degree though. Like the mental aspect is definitely way more of a impactful attack. Yeah, we might look
Mm-hmm.
in the physical, be different, and we'd be like, oh my God, shit. But nah. When you fucking with somebody's mental, a woman thinking you checking off all the boxes and find out you living with a whole other shorty.
Living with a whole other shorty is right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't.
Listen, it happens. I know of many stories of that happening. You know what I'm saying? That's why you ladies, yo, listen. I said this on the last show. I'm gonna say this on this show too. You need to see where the person you dating lives. That don't mean you got to give up the cheeks, but I mean, might be a bonus if everything checks out. But you need to see where these motherfuckers is living, because a lot of y'all don't know y'all dating married men or involved men. A lot of y'all is poly and y'all don't even know it. So I'm like I'm openly poly, so you ain't gonna have no surprise for me. You know what I'm saying? I got a few pending situations now. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm open about my shit though. I don't run around out here on some goofy shit and you thinking you the only woman in the world I see. I'm not gonna sing that song because I see the rest of them too.
So wait, Jana asked, what if makeup and hair is a part of a girl's daily routine?
It's still a smokescreen because it ain't who you really is. It's an enhancement.
True.
I'm not mad at it. Do you? But you know what? And this is something too. Don't use enhancements to cover up things that you should go to the doctor for.
Oh.
If you got issues, and I've seen some of y'all need to go to, I ain't saying y'all in the chat, but I'm just saying I've been in a few chats, and everybody around me is in the medical field. My very close friend Nova is also a professional. She knows some things about some things. I have a very good friend, Joy, who is also in this chat, who is very knowledgeable on some things and some things. She's in the medical field. I have other friends who also are. Let me tell you something. When y'all are posting these videos in these chats and y'all playing with yourselves and your cream is looking all discolored, I see that shit. And that's telling me that something in your body is not functioning the right way. And more likely you're smelling like something you don't need to be.
Health as well.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's a thing too. And that's also coming from, once again, spinning around to the other thing, when nobody's telling you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that the consistency of your cream should not look like little crumpled pieces of dough off your joint, because that's not cream, that's yeast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to have a pussy to know how it works. I ain't never put my face in nothing and they know how the shit motherfucking work, upside, backwards, down, and other way. That's why I'm a cunning linguist expert. Because I understand the entire functionality of the vaginal area. I pay attention. Your shit looking discolored and all whatever, I can even tell how much somebody abused their motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to let your shit rest sometimes. You can't just keep getting it every day. I'm not here to judge your body count, but I'm just being honest. Your body's a biological life form. It needs time to reset. You're sharing a lot of energies and all that stuff. But anyway, we spinning off the topic a bit, but I always get excited about that. So go ahead.
I'm going to say this, right? So first of all, shout out to Joy. Yes, everybody, especially if your lifestyle, should get tested every 3 to 6 months. I am an every 3 month kind of girl. But so when it comes to Valentine's Day, I have a different perspective than most like traditional ladies or commercial like experiences. When I was younger, I had a really sucky breakup. And the breakup was like a year long, and it was dragged out again, my younger years. Because it was like, well, maybe we can work it out. Maybe we're not. All right, so whatever. But that year, every holiday was really sucky. So the year, once we were finally broken up, I said, okay, next year I'm only spending holidays with myself or with like my friends, right? And I said, because I didn't want a partner or potential partner to to mess up my holiday. Like I wanted to reclaim them all, because when you're grieving a relationship, it's like, oh, this time last year I was doing this. Oh, last year Valentine's Day I was doing this, and like things like that. And so I was like, every holiday this year I'm taking back. I'm making my own memories and whatever. And so from there, the first things or Valentine's Day that I had after that breakup, I was house sitting, and I was like, let me make my own steak and lobster for my own daggone self, and let me buy my own, let me do these things. Let me get dressed. And that year I started the tradition of wearing red every day, the week of Valentine's Day, because I do love. And sometimes when you're in unhealthy relationships, it's like, it's going to mess you up. So I said, so that's what I did. And it's been something like that every year. And that was over a decade ago. So for me, I have spent Valentine's Day with partners since then. It's not like a we need to do this and that to express our, love and care for each other. But I think that society makes it easy to feel like you're extra single, you're extra not chosen on Valentine's Day. And I know for some ladies I know, that's what makes the day extra hard, is like, I want someone to choose me on this day intentionally. I want to know, like, of course they want to be chosen every day of the year, but it's like, I want to know that I'm actually chosen.
Well, here's the thing, and I would challenge for those who feel that way, male and female, because it can go either way. Because I'm not going to front for a little second. I did feel a little empty with the fact that I wasn't really doing anything for a second. And then I said, because like I said, oh yeah, and shout out to my mom. Today's her actual birthday.
Happy birthday, Mama Max.
This is my mom's actual birthday. I hit up today. I mean, we celebrate over the weekend and stuff like that, but I sent her a little something today. She was all like, oh, I'll say this, just on a side note with that, because mama come first. It feels good to get to a point. This is why when people wonder why I'm so busy, it feels good to get to a point where you could send them some money. You know what I'm saying? But you could send your mom some money and she gets all emotional because, it's like, she thinking, oh my God, he's doing 5 million things. I know he's tied down with this and blah, 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 blah. Because I'm working on like 15 projects. I'm about to cut some of these shits out. That's why something else got slowed down, because I need to finish this other thing. But my whole thing is that it really felt good. So, I just wanted to take that second, just acknowledge my mom's for, she brought me here. She's a lot of the reason why I am the person that I am, is because of her and her sacrifices. So that's why I get to live on my own. That's why I get to do the things that I do. And listen, I wish I was a millionaire. I ain't hit that mark because I fucked up a couple of times, but it ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, getting back to the show as far as this goes, one thing I will say, if you want to be chosen, in general, just in love, if you want to be chosen, fuck Valentine's Day. If you want to be chosen in love in general, you have to be honest with yourself as to what you really need to complete you. You have to understand what completes you. Forget what your friends think. Oh, she ain't got the fattest ass like my man Mel said. We don't like them BBLs. They're walking around here looking like a tooth. We don't like that shit. Like, that shit is crazy. We don't want you. When you be who you are. If you don't have the body type that you're happy with, just work out and get the best version of that you can, and there'll be plenty of men who are going to love you as you are. You got to understand, you putting yourself on under the knife and doing all this shit. And I get it. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work, certain things you just can't beat. And that's what that is there for. But some of y'all take it too far. And honestly, you got to realize if you really don't need it, you're risking your life People have died on that table. And we've talked about the the rate that our women of color tend to die on that table compared to our other counterparts on the other show. We've spoken on that. So you are putting yourself at a high risk for a very minimal reward. You know what I'm saying? Because unless you're about to be an OnlyFans model and you're gonna really, or you're gonna be a stripper or something where you're really gonna get a return on your investment, I get it. You want to feel good, you want to look good, but try training first. If you've taken your training as far as you can and this still isn't hitting for you, maybe then you can consult with a physician and don't go for the cheap shit. This is not a time where you can go on the cheap. You gotta use the proper channels and do it the right way so we don't lose you. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd rather have you as you are than have you killing yourself to try to look better. Like that's just something. But like I said, you have to evaluate yourself. You have to evaluate yourself. Understand, like for fellas, who cares if she got the fattest ass or not? Simple questions I ask myself. Does this chick make my dick hard? Is my first physical question. You know what I'm saying? That's my first physical question. I'm back on, Joy. I'm back on. First physical question I'll ask, does she make my dick hard? Next question I ask, does she make me happy? If these two are yes, then we already cooking with some gas. Ladies, you can flip this on the same side and say, forget what everybody else is saying about them. Because the thing is, a lot of us are manipulated by society's norms or what society interprets as beautiful. You might have a beautiful individual right next to you that you are crazy about, but you might not go all the way in with because you don't know if she passes the board of approval of your friends or whoever else. And that's a mistake because while they're off and hunky-dory in their situations, you're still sitting there wishing that you were chosen when you already were. You just didn't appreciate what was in front of you when you had it. Mm-hmm. So, those are the first things I would say are things that you should evaluate yourself on, because I feel like a lot of times we have what we want. I've seen girls that literally I've even slid in their inboxes and they've come on their show complaining about they have a hard time finding the right guy. I'd be like, what do you consider the right guy? They'll describe somebody that's just like me and then say, I can't find them. The dating pool is so terrible. And I'll be like, did you go through your DMs and realize that maybe you just didn't respond to the right ones?
Yeah, but like you said, I think they do get lost in the sauce. But I want to go to the friend thing too, because I think a lot of times we do depend on our friends. And for girls, for the ladies, it's because like our friends are our people. Like they're our safe space and things like that. And it doesn't make it right. It's just I understand why. I definitely have been a victim of like consulting my friends too much about different traits in a potential partner, and then like getting in my head about what I like, and as what I can say is since I've been in the lifestyle, that's been intentionally less, because now my friends, they really don't know what to do with me and like what my dating looks like. So now they're just like, oh, okay, are you safe? All right, that's really what matters the most. And I appreciate that freedom because now I can venture into things that I probably wouldn't have ventured into, when I was younger. And that's what I really like, and I enjoy that.
And see, Joy said, you need to know yourself first to know what compliments you. I agree. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't understand yourself, how can you know what you need if you don't know who you are?
Yeah, that's a big complaint in a lot of couple sessions that I do is like, now that I'm learning myself, or I was young when we got together, or I didn't know this about myself when we got together. And I think that's what causes a lot of conflict in relationships and being on different pages. It's not that people necessarily change up all the time. It's that they didn't know that part of themselves yet.
Yeah. And another thing I see is, and I'll take this back to the SWV song, you need to learn to use your heart, not your eyes.
Aww.
because you need to learn to feel it first. A lot of y'all don't know. I'm a big, like, trust me, I can crack somebody in half if I want to physically. I have the physical capability and the skills to do it. But I am more of a lover than anything else. I love seeing people in love. That's why I have kept this relationship counseling thing going as long as I have, because honestly, sometimes it's a bit draining. You can speak to that, Nova, like dealing with these couples and even the singles when they're trying to figure their way into how to navigate through all of this. It is a very draining thing to do. And there are times where I've stopped, but then I get dragged back in because when something's you're calling, it is. My thing is that I want to see y'all win. When you see me giving the women a hard time, I'm giving a hard time because I care. And I remember on this, I think in this movie, this woman was like, "Hey, why is it that you're always giving me a hard time and blah, 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 and always going crazy about every little move I make on the court when I'm playing?" And he told her, said, "If I'm going apeshit about you, that's a good thing because that means I give a shit. If I'm not saying anything, that means I don't even care and I don't expect nothing better of you. So you just do whatever you do." And apply that to this. Because I know a lot of times people have watched the show, especially with me, because I know I am aggressive. I'm a strong man. My voice is deep. I have a powerful manner to myself. But the thing is, I'm doing that because I'm not trying to get with all of y'all. I don't have the time. You understand what I'm saying? I want y'all to find whoever your someones are, male or female. I want y'all to find your someones. I don't care if you're gay, straight, confused, don't know, like everybody, whatever it is. And I know there's actual designations, but I'm not using those right now. My point is that I want y'all to win. But you got to want to win yourself. If I want it more than you, then there's nothing I can do for you.
People want it, Max. I think it's the lack of skill and the lack of motivation, and we follow patterns. Like I teach, and so one of the biggest things that I come up against is like Freudian problems, and so Freudian problems are like people who don't look at their family patterns, but their relationships match family dynamics. So it's like I grew up in this kind of a household and I hated that and I never want to repeat that. And then they end up in a partnership similar to that. So I worked with the person once who they were like, like they were really judgmental of their mother and how their mother handled their relationship with their father. And they found themselves in a relationship where they were displaying the same kind of characteristics of their mother. And it's because they were so busy judging their mother and not understanding them as a person that they didn't realize they had those own characteristics. And so I say that to say that a lot of times we don't know our flaws because we're not looking deep enough inside of ourselves. We're not being intentional enough to figure out, okay, like, why have I been attracted to this type of person? Who am I when I'm in a relationship, and how is that different from who I am outside? It should be the same person, right? And so just being able to look at yourself and see what's happening.
And here's the thing. I'm going to slide through these comments as I get to this too. Here's the thing I want to just say, just to touch on that, is a lot of people need to get out of their head of their parents, in a way. And the reason why I say that is today's times is different from yesteryear. The way things are set up now is not the same as back then. You can't expect what your father and mother did to work for you because this is a different generation. It's a different era. Like, there are different things going on. The world's in a different place. So psychologically, your function is going to be different subconsciously. It's not even going to be on purpose. You won't even realize you're doing it, but you function different than your parents. So a lot of people get stuck on, well, my daddy did this. And I hear this from the women all the time. Well, my dad did this and he did that and did this. Yeah, and he also could work 35 and a half hours a week, and come home and provide for the whole family on that month. We ain't in them times now for the majority of people in this country. Regardless of how many people want to act like they got money like that, I see the damn economic statistics, so stop fucking lying. You understand what I'm saying? You all know that you're working at least 45 to 55 hours a week, bare minimum. That makes a difference in your ability to socially be properly available for another partner, let alone what demands you may have as far as what you need to help you get through. So you got to make that awareness right. Now, I'm going to go through these comments real quick. I just want to see. Joy said that she's had the opposite experience, not listening to her friends, warning her about potential red flags, and that she needs to listen to them more. See, she's one of those that'll just goes completely on faith and tends to bypass the red flags because she's looking at a big dick and a smile. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you end up in a situation that ain't conducive to a happy situation for you.
No, I think she leads. People like Joy lead with their hearts, and they go heavy, and they don't realize sometimes that it's a representative that they're experiencing, and not the real person.
Yeah, that's blind faith.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. You got to come in to a certain degree paying attention. When they say use your heart and not your eyes, don't mean to go completely blind. It means don't base everything on what you're seeing. Trust what you feel too. Because the funny thing is, even with what you're seeing, what you're feeling is also something that will tell you, you know what, I know something don't feel right, but I just can't put my fingers on it, and I'm not sure. You got to listen to that reptile part of your brain that's giving you that caution flag, because a lot of times it's trying to save you from something that it detects from their energy that you just haven't been able to quantify yet. You got to pay attention to those little signs. You know what I'm saying? And see, Jeep's another one. She seems to like to fuck around and find out for herself. And fuck around and find out is a problem. We have Mel here. He said, honestly, when you're in your late 30s and 40s, all that outside shit gets played out, and you should know what you want in a partner. And I agree with that. But again, that comes to knowing yourself, doesn't it?
I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. Because that's a major issue. Like, if you don't understand what you want, and Joy said that before, you got to recognize who you are and what you are as an individual in order to understand what you need and want in the partner. Because it's not also about what you want, but it's also about what you need. Because you'll realize that what you need and what you want ain't going to always align, but what you need is a more important thing. Because you're never going to get absolute perfection out of anybody, even if you see all the physicality parts that work together to make sense. There's going to be some catch somewhere. You got to ask yourself if this is something that you can function with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I like that because I think we have to figure out what our experiences need to be. I know for me, I need someone who's going to balance me out. I'm pretty chill at home, but outgoing in public. And I need someone who's going to be able to flow with me in that way. And when I look at like my siblings who have found their partners, both brothers and sisters, they found like the opposite in them. You know, like they found that mellow vibe because a lot of my siblings have similar personalities as I do. And that's what I can't wait to find, that like that balance, the yin to my yang. Like I think it's going to be beautiful because, you know, as I've grown more into myself, my true self, and I think that it's going to be a bomb situation.
Oh, and another thing that I see, yo, Sean, what up? this is another thing that I see, and it's one of the things that I've noticed happens more often than not is know your limitations. It's something that I've come into, being a poly person, especially if you're poly. You cannot be out here like Ash Ketchum trying to catch them all. And trust me, being an individual like myself, it is very easy to meet women and have dating opportunities and all of that stuff. But it has to come to the point where you say to yourself, you know what? I need to chill, build on what's around me, and see if this works for me. And if there's something in this situation that doesn't work for me, then I can move on from that. And then if I have space to take something else on, then I do. But the problem is a lot of people take on too many things at once. And that's how you never really find something to lock in on. Because if you're going over here, you over there, you back there, up here, down there, and over there, you're never going to be able to sift through it to figure out, okay, what's up with this one? Because you're not going to know somebody until you really know them. Like there are people that, in my case, I always use myself as an example because I can speak truth to what I know goes through me. And I'll tell you this, Nova, I've had multiple women that have told me, even as of recent, I thought that you was over here just slanging and fucking all crazy. Because I see how you talk, I see how you move, and blah, 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 blah. Come to find out that I spend most of my time taking care of business, worrying about my family and things like that, and making money. I be about my bag and take care of the family and the business. Now, granted, do I have my ball-headed whole moments? Yeah. But that is not the predominant thing that I use my time for. And the thing is, that only reason they've learned that is because they took the time to actually know me beyond the facade that they created of me for themselves.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you focus. You got to focus a little bit. You don't have to cut everybody off, but slow it down. If you got like 8 different people you checking out, cut it down to maybe 3 or 4 and just see what's going on. Get to know them. These things will help you so that you can be a chosen one, so that you can be in a situation that's going to win for you. Wouldn't you find that to be like more conducive to success? Nova?
I think that's true. I know for sure I fumbled something, in the past, whatever, because I was too distracted. I can definitely say that. And I felt bad. And when the person brought it to my attention, I was like, oof, dang, I'm sorry. And it was true because I had been distracted and preoccupied. And I did want some more grace from that person, but I also understood, like they had already been putting themselves out there. And so I had to respect their feelings at that point. And it was tough because then I started to reflect like, dang, like you missed the signs. And that it does happen because as ladies, our inboxes are flooded. They are flooded all the time. Like I don't even think I opened my inbox today except to send you a message. And there was like 15 messages in there. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And so, most of the times I don't really respond, especially, during work weeks, but I think it's tough. It's tough to weed through and to make sure that you're responsive to the one who is consistent, because it'd be some consistent annoying people in there too.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'll say this. I get the inbox struggle. I get it. But my whole thing is, your inbox was lit today, miss, because you had to put your little bra pick up there, and of course, here come the Vultures Jeep. When you put that in your story, if you want to dangle the meat out, don't be surprised when the wolves come howling down. That's what's going to happen. Now,
it's not true.
But Kimmy says something that I want to touch on, because this is a stereotype that I want to dispel.
Mm-hmm.
The women, you said the women who aren't mean are the ones who get fucked over every time. And you know what? That we can couple that with the nice guys finish last thing
Yeah.
and put those things together. And the reason why I say that is not true, because let me tell you something. If a woman is not feminine, friendly, and welcoming, I have no interest in her. If she comes to me with some stank bitch energy, pardon my language, I am not interested in going any further with her. I don't give a fuck what she thinks she looks like. That is a turn off. Nobody wants somebody walking around with a stink ass attitude for no reason. If I ain't did it to you, I don't want that shit. And it's the same thing, fellas. You know, you come, be yourself. If a person's going to, like, don't try to be a bad boy if you are. Because the thing is, this is one of those times where I will say there is a bit of a double standard. When you're a man, because women are expecting men to be protectors, meaning physically imposing individuals, you do have to have a bit of a power to your stride, to your energy, so that these women can feel safe around you. It's just a part of the program, and don't be mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. Women want men that they feel safe around. And it starts with nobody wants to, like, I was talking with somebody, and we were talking about ain't nothing worse than being with your man and he just got his ass whooped in front of you. Nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants to be the woman that has to pick him up off the ground after that. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't want somebody that is you think is going to potentially put you in those situations. The problem is what I see is some women take it too far and go for these guys who are walking around, they huffing all tough and whatever, but they're also ignorant and useless at the same time. You can't, you got to learn to understand that there's a way to walk the line where you can be strong in yourself and still be a decent individual as a man. Men need to learn how to walk that line. There's a lot of men who fail when it comes to that. You understand what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be some walking around like you're gonna walk around like you're gonna just beat everybody's ass. You don't need to do that. I'm bigger than most men and I don't walk around like that. I walk around and I'm chilling. You understand what I'm saying? When somebody is different. But my whole thing is you have to, as men, you have to learn how to walk that line to be a strong individual, but still carry yourself with respect and treat these women appropriately. Because a lot of men are failing in that aspect, and it's a fucking shame. Because I'm tired of seeing these women out here that don't deserve it, getting their hearts fucking broken, getting manipulated, used, gaslit, and everything else. And that's on us. That's our fault. Because a lot of us are not doing the right thing. We're not being honest with them, let alone ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? But go ahead.
I agree with you, Max. I love a good, confident man. Like when I think about attraction to a man, it's like I love a confident man. It's like when a confident man walks in the room, I feel like it kind of takes some of my air because it's like, oh wow, he's here. And it doesn't even have to be my man. Like it can be someone who's even partner, but you can feel the confidence in a man, especially I love black men. So like a confident black man who's walking in the room with his head held high and he has that energy of like, yeah, like I know I'm, a dope man. I love that. It's the biggest turn on. It supersedes any physical attraction. It makes the sex better. It makes me wetter. Like I just love the confidence of a black man, and it's just dope.
And I mean, listen, that's how it should be. Oh yeah, y'all. Like button, please. See that like and share. Little situation down there. Because I see a lot of people sliding through the YouTubes and the Facebooks, people's in and out of here and doing whatever. Hit that like button in your transition, even if you can't stay and watch everything. Hit the motherfucking like button, please.
Mm-hmm.
It costs you nothing and helps us tremendously. And shout out to our new subs. We got about 10 new subs that jumped on there. So I want to shout them out. Thank you. Thank you very much. We very much appreciate it. You know, we need to get to 1,000 sometime in the next few months. So we gonna need our people, them, all of them to push. This allows us to monetize, which makes it worth it for two people who get paid well for what they do. They want to get paid well for when they on here, because we get that little AdSense and all that shit. So help the brother and the sister out. We out here just trying to shake our little cup. But don't make me have to put the Cash App up on here and be like, listen, y'all about to start hitting this motherfucker. Y'all don't start hitting this like button in these shares, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna start putting that shit right in the middle there on the overlay. But anyway.
So celebrate us and celebrate Black History Month at the same damn time.
Listen, Black History is every month. Celebrate us all year round, goddamn.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yes. Because we actually do take time and research to find these topics and such, you know, just to make sure what we're talking about actually makes some kind of sense. You know, we don't just go on here and just start rattling off, you know, a little organization and all that shit. But anyway, yeah, but like I said, get to know the people that are around you. Take your time. Don't rush. Because if you rush, you're going to miss out on the quality of what's going on out here, or what the individual might be about. Or you'll discover, wait a minute, this person is blah, 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 blah. Like, I could go all day and talk about the millions of stories I have. I'm not trying to do that, because I try to keep the stories I hear. I don't want to air everybody's laundry out. You know, apparently everybody's Valentine's Day must have been amazing, because nobody said anything about their Valentine's Day experiences tonight.
Yeah, you know, a couple people did. Joy said that she was in a hotel single having the time of her life. Somebody else said that they had a beautiful time this weekend. A couple people did. Yeah. I didn't see that.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you have any experiences, or because we know people are shy, you can email us, or you can DM us on the side. The information is on the you could go to my bio on my page. You can reach out via that, and you can also, you know, follow us on IG, which the IG is connected to the page. Everything's connected to the pages. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it in the description for the YouTube and all that stuff. But my whole thing is, honestly, it's come to a point where if you really want to make changes, you have to be willing to put in the work. It's like working out or anything else you want. If you want something in this life, you can't just leave it at like, listen, I'm not here to spit religion. If you believe in whatever you believe in and think that you will a way will be made for you, you got to understand that you were given the ability to create opportunities for a reason. You were meant to make effort in order to make that happen. Ladies, that goes for you too. If you see a man that you're interested in, you understand that man might be popular and whatever else, but don't automatically assume, oh, he got mad hoes on his body, so I'm not going to say nothing. That's a sign of insecurity on your behalf. Kimmy said every guy that she's been trying to get some from her is in the doghouse, and she barely got a happy Valentine's Day. Well, all of y'all that need to do that, y'all better go handle it.
Right. Candy's half off now. Go get it.
Candy's half off is crazy, but it is half off. You know what I'm saying? But what is your final thoughts as far as this goes? We gonna land this plane.
My final thoughts. What's our topic? Hold up. Okay, Cupid.
Struggling with love.
My final thought. So I think that if you're struggling with love, I think it's important to do some introspective work. Figure out what's going on inside of you. Take some time. Do like a 90-day cleanse and say, all right, let me spend these 90 days being intentional about myself, with myself, for myself. And I mean, like, if you need to get some, then make sure it's not like an emotional connection. The 90 days is a long time. But my final thought is to make sure that you do the introspective work. Like, check in with yourself. What are you missing? What do you need to work on for yourself? What are the patterns that you want to stop repeating so that you can be intentional about being connected to that person? Since I have been more intentional about who I am and clear about who I am and my expectations, my dating life has significantly improved. And so that's just an example for me that I knew once I felt closer to my authentic and true self, I was able to have more authentic and true connections with people.
Yeah. And that's something with me too. And that's something, hold on one second. Since people are talking shit, let's see what they're going to do. Let me see. Anyway, so this is my thing, right? Is that what I learned for myself, and I mean, I'm very happy with the way that I have my stuff structured as far as love life goes and all of that now, is with me, I learned to understand in my busy life, I need to limit how much interacting I do. I need to not let myself get distracted. I'm pretty sure I probably missed out on some solid situations simply because I was busy. There's times I was supposed to link up for play dates and stuff just people that approached on some just wanting to play thing. And it took me forever to make it happen simply because I'm so goddamn busy. You understand what I'm saying? So I learned that for me, it's about focusing, narrowing down the spec of all these things that's going on and learning to hone in on what's really working for me and sticking to that. And what's actually responding and making an effort consistently. Because some people pop in, they say a little something, they pop out. The other people, before you even wake up in the morning, they already, good morning, how you doing, blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you have those kind of situations, you have to cultivate that. See what that's going to be. And take it from there. And if it's going to work out for you, then it will. If it doesn't, at least you'll know you gave it a shot and you move on. Because honestly, the art of love and finding your special someone is not complicated. It's simply trial and error. You have to keep trying. You learn from every experience, but don't wear every experience. Learn from it without wearing it.
Yes.
If you can do that, you will find you will be way more successful in your love life.
Yes.
That's the moral of the story. If only we had the more you know thing to fly across the screen. I gotta find that motherfucker so I can stick it up on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my little shout outs and stuff real quick, and then we gonna slide on in. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out this first, which is Lola Entertainment is having a throwback 70s party. I believe it's on February 28th. Yep, at Caligula. Those parties are always fun to see people in their little outfits and shit like that.
Mm.
So, you come out there, it's, LS rules apply. It's one of those nights where it's couples and single women only. That's the rules of their club, as much as I roll my eyes. But you can holler at Lola on the side, and if she likes you as a single fella, she might let you slide through if she know you like that. If she don't, maybe she'll put you through the ringer before she puts you on the list. But
Take the banner down.
holler at her, huh?
Take the banner down.
Yeah, I always forget the damn banners there. But yeah, but more or less, that's more or less the situation with that. You pull up on it, see if it works for you, see if it's a thing. You will have a good time. I'm pretty confident in that. You know what I'm saying? So check it out, see what it feels like. Do your little 70s dance, little John Travolta, whatever the fuck. I don't know, Saturday Night Fever shit,
That's
all of
fine.
that. And that'll be cute and that'll be cool. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, move. Oh, there we go. Look at me up there giving massages and shit. I like my video better, though. But I'll
Mm-hmm.
just put that there for now. I don't feel like doing a video today. So I have my mobile spa treatments that I will be doing. You contact me, I will give you the price list and whatever the case may be. No, this is not me trying to sling my dick. This is actually something that I have been studying and something that I take seriously. But I do provide services like, sensual massages and so on like that, foot massages, all of that stuff. I could teach you some tantric techniques to help with your breathing so that you can learn how to channel your chakras a little better because moving the energy properly around in your body is also a key thing to the wellness of your body. Your
Yeah.
dermal layer is literally the largest organ on your body. You need to take care of it and make sure that it is properly stimulated. This isn't just me rubbing on your skin. I have plenty of body types to rub on my own if that's what I wanted to do. I just want y'all to know this is serious. There's a phone number down there. You see that number is different than my number. For those that know my number, no, I don't have a 516 number. But that is my business number, so you will call that. I know the tissue thing is misspelled, but the AI is being stupid, so we're going to roll by that and ignore it. And I'm going to just rock with this because I like the image. So
Yeah.
that's more or less the story with that. You can contact me on the side, schedule an appointment. Understand when you're scheduling these appointments that there has to be a deposit put in order for me to actually put you in the schedule. Because once I block out that time, I need to know that that time is guaranteed for you. So that's how we doing that. We gonna move on, and we gonna go to this semi-formal. Because for those of y'all who like to be chosen, this is a perfect opportunity to do so. It's not super expensive. The tickets are still fairly cheaply priced. I would say around like $55, $65. And it's food inclusive. You know what I'm saying? So you'll not be paying for food, and it's really good food too. It's not some Chinese chicken and fried rice situations. We ain't rocking like that there. Actually, if you see, well, I can show you the cup in a minute. But you see this event here is a good place. If you want to show a woman that even if I met you in the LS, but I like you beyond that, which a lot of women do value that are in the LS that actually want to find their person, this is a good way to show them. You take them to something like this. It's nice. It's a beautiful crowd, very mature. There's no ignorance allowed in here. I'm there, so you know it's not going to go down like that. And I think that you'll really appreciate this and start to look forward to it annually, because this is an annual event that we do. So I highly suggest y'all pull up. It is vanilla, so don't come there with no swing bags. You can save that for whatever you want to do afterwards. If there's after parties, y'all can plug me in. Maybe I'll pull up. But, this is something that I would like for y'all to, give a shot to. But I want y'all to see this cup. See this cup? This is actually from one of the events we do. And this cup is a very quality. Oh shit! I just spilled water on my laptop. This cup is a quality cup, and we give y'all quality things like that all the time. A lot of times we give little giveaways and stuff. There might be a little something there, a little trinket or something. Like I said, you get a lot going to these events. You understand what I'm saying? So I highly recommend that this is something you consider pulling up to. I'm going to put the link to it. Actually, the link is in my profile under the link tree for those of y'all on Facebook. And for those of y'all on YouTube, I'm going to put it in the comments now because for some reason things don't share the right way for a stupid reason, and I hate that. But yeah, you can check it out, get all the info there, and it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
But anyway, Novi, anything else before we
No, just make sure you love yourself before you venture out to love other people.
Take care of yourselves and each other. And God bless all of you. And be safe. Anyway, we'll holler at y'all next week. Well, next week, because we soon going to have another little break coming up, I would assume, probably.
Next, we tired.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep stay posted. You'll see the post coming up. We'll let y'all know what we're gonna do because we gotta come up with our next scheduled things. But we appreciate y'all for pulling up here tonight, and we will see y'all next time. Peace out. Later. Good night.